Hey everyone, my name's Kaleen and welcome to Feet and Straps. We are going to spend the next 20 minutes with your feet in the straps. So to get started, let's pick a feet and straps spring that you can spend a little bit longer time in. So go ahead and check your screen on the left-hand side to see what spring we recommend. And if you need to make it harder, press the up arrow, and if you need to make it a little bit easier, you can press the down arrow at any point in the class. All right, let's get started. Check your springs and lay on your back. Once you're on your back, let's take your feet in the long loops. Before we get moving today, let's just take a little happy pose. Normally I leave this for the end of class, but today, let's see if we can start with it. One of my favorite happy poses is actually to let my legs float up to the ceiling and let my tail lift just a little bit. In this position, you can find a little length in your low back and get a little traction. You don't want to go too far. You don't need to feel any pressure in your back. But this might feel good. Or you can take your happy baby pose or your butterfly stretch or whatever your body feels like in this moment. Very nice. As we go through this workout, I want you to pay attention to where your spine is. We're going to do a lot of work in most of the class stabilizing your spine and keeping your tailbone heavy. And then there are a few exercises where we will actually get some motion in your spine with our feet in the straps. So just make sure you are differentiating between stabilizing or moving your spine as we move. All right, let's take your feet up towards the ceiling. Knees are straight. Tail is heavy. So this is your top of your range of motion. We're going into leg circles. So start with legs down and together, and then open them out to the side and circle back up. Down and together, and circling around and back up. You might start a little smaller than normal today as we work some motion into the hip joints, and then gradually make them bigger. So over the next 4 reps in this direction, go ahead and find the biggest range of motion you can find while still keeping your spine neutral and your tail heavy. One more. Once the legs come back up and together, let's reverse. Open out to the side, circle down, and bring them up the center. I love to breathe with the exhale on the way down and then inhale to float my legs up. And that's because I love the extra little help I get in engaging my core as I breathe out. But sometimes it's fun to reverse and challenge yourself. I'm mostly concerned that you are breathing throughout this movement. Last 2 here. Last 1. Good. Now let's lower your legs down and together to the bottom of your range of motion. From here, we open the legs up and wide into a V position, and then draw the legs down and together. Allow your heels and your feet to float into a V position as well, so you have a little bit of external rotation. Inhale, float the legs up and wide. Exhale, float them down and together. Inhale, up and wide. Exhale, down and together. 3 more. Still keeping the pelvis and the spine very still. Beautiful. Last one. Awesome. From here, let's go into frogs. So starting with the legs low, heels together, toes apart, knees as straight as you can make them. Keep the heels glued together as you bend your knees like a frog. And then exhale, press away. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. The focus is on pressing away and zipping your thighs together. So if your heels separate at the end, that's fine. You just want them to touch throughout as much of this movement as you can. And just take a quick notice that as you draw your knees in, your tail still stays heavy on the mat.
This is a quick interruption to say that if you like this video, you should check out the Flexia Reformer, a studio-grade reformer designed to fit in your home and your life. You'll never wonder how you're doing or what to do next with the award-winning online studio that delivers real-time feedback and after-class report cards. Go to flexiapilates.com to learn more. All right, back to your video.
Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Legs are long together towards the bottom of your range of motion. We're going to combine the last two things we did for Peter Pan. So one leg goes straight and up into a V, and the other leg does a frog. Here we go. Inhale. And then exhale back to starting. Switch legs. Inhale. Exhale back to starting. Keep tension on both ropes. In fact, even tension as much as you can. Both legs are working, even though they're doing a different shape than one another. Check in with your breath. 2 more sets. Good. Okay. Now, that was a little brain teaser warm-up. We're going to go into an even bigger brain teaser with frog kicks. So take your legs down, maybe about halfway, not quite all the way down. Heels together, toes apart, knees are straight. This is a 3-part movement. We'll walk through it slowly together first, and then we'll go into the actual set of exercises. So the first movement, we're going to frog and draw the heels towards your pelvis. Now from here, keep the carriage still as you open the legs into a V. That's really hard to not let the carriage move a couple inches, okay? So that's part 2. Then part 3 is draw the straight legs down and together. Good. Here we go. Let's do that again. Flowing into a set. So we go frog, open the legs, draw them down and together. Frog, the carriage moves. Open the legs, the carriage is still. Draw the legs down and together, the carriage moves. Keep going. Frog, open, down. 3, 2, and last one. Legs go down and together. Now we reverse it. We're going right into it. Challenge your brain. The legs open up into the side. Now keep the carriage still. Bend the knees into frog. And then move the carriage, press away. Keep going. Up into the side. Frog. Press away. Whew. Feel those inner thighs working. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely work. All right, let's transition to single leg footwork. I like to change my springs for this, so I'm going to carefully take my feet out of the straps and come on up and change my springs so it's a little bit lighter. And then lay back down. Let's start with the left leg in the long loop. Bring your legs straight up towards the ceiling, keeping your tail heavy, and then bring your free leg into tabletop. Awesome. So you can feel how you've got a little bit of sideways pull. The leg kind of wants to drift out to the side because that's where the rope is pulling, and you don't have a counterbalance. Your job is to keep your spine straight down the center of the carriage and your tailbone really heavy. All right, so from here, let's bend the leg in the strap so that we've got both legs in tabletop. We're going into a bicycle movement. So the free leg straightens out, long and straight. And then as you bring it back to tabletop, press the left leg long and straight. Switch. Good. Switch. So we've got a little bit of work happening with the leg in the strap, but a lot of work happening in the free leg, right? Lovely. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Hug your knees. We're going into scissors next. Okay? If you feel like you need more support from the springs, like your leg is going to fall and you want to get some support, press the down arrow. If you need more challenge, press the up arrow and we'll have you lighten your springs. From here, take your legs straight up to the ceiling. The legs are going to stay straight. Lower the free leg toward the foot bar, only as low as you can keep your neutral spine. Now, exhale, switch leg positions. And switch. Good. Switch. 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 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Hug your knees. Nice job. We're going to challenge ourselves for one more set in this single leg work in multiple dimensions this time. So into leg circles. So both legs will mirror each other, but one will be supported and one won't be. All right, start with your legs up to the ceiling. Glue them together to start. Exhale, lower the legs down the center, separate them and circle them back up. Down, circle back up. Notice how small my circles are, right? With no support of the strap on my free leg, it takes a lot more work to support it. So my circles are as small as they need to be to keep my tailbone heavy and my spine neutral. Good. The lower you make your circles toward the floor, the harder it is on your abs. Next time you come up, reverse direction and circle. Find that even flow. Nice. 5, 4. Man, I really feel my core working. Whew. Last 2. Awesome. Hug your knees. Good. We're going to take a stretch here. So the free leg, the one that's not in the strap, is going to come down into the well. The other leg that's in the strap is bent into your chest. So we're going for a stretch on the front of your thigh of the free leg. So in this position, you can take your the leg in the strap up towards the ceiling. It doesn't need to be straight. All this is a lever to control how much stretch you get in your other thigh. Walk your foot, your free foot, back on the floor as far as you can, and then let your foot in the strap go towards the ropes. And you feel the carriage come in a little bit towards the foot bar and deepen that stretch, right? Because your free foot stays still on the floor. Hold it here. All right. Carefully find the foot bar with your free leg. Let's switch sides. We start with both legs in tabletop. For bicycle, make sure your spine is nice and long and straight, tail is heavy. Extend the free leg, and then switch. 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 Good. Lengthen the leg all the way. The lower it is toward the floor, the harder it is on the hip flexor and the abs. But again, you're only moving as big as you can while keeping your tail and your spine very still and stable. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Hug your knees. Nice job. You know what's next? Scissors. Take both legs straight up to the ceiling. Knees are straight. Lower the free leg toward the foot bar. And then exhale, switch. 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 Good. Breathe. I like to go exhale. Quick inhale, exhale. Quick inhale, exhale. Because that exhale helps me use my abs a little bit more to stabilize my center. Good. Last 2 sets. Last set. Good. Hug your knees. Nice job. Almost there. We have one more set here in single legs. You know what it is. Circles. All right, remember, start small so we can control the spine. Straight legs up and together. Exhale, legs go down the center. Inhale, open them and circle back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, around and up. Good job. Last 2 in this direction. Legs come up and together. Now let's reverse. Open out to the side, circle down, up the center. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Hug your knees. Nice work. Let's take that hip flexor stretch. The free leg comes down to the floor. If you're hitting a spring, that's okay. Just move your leg a little to the side. Find the floor. Let the carriage come home toward the foot bar to feel a stretch in the front of the thigh of the free leg. Take a few breaths here. All right, find the foot bar with your free leg. Take your foot out of the strap, and let's come on up to standing. We're going to finish with a roll down, standing up. Feet find the floor underneath your hips. Take a big breath in, reach up, and then exhale. Round your spine down, hanging to the floor, softening your knees. Big breath, little sways. And then come back to center and start your roll up. Exhale, rolling up to standing. Nice work, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out your My Results tab down below for your MQS score. You are aiming for a score between 50 and 80. I'll see you again soon.